Shalom. Kalalal Yahweh Bahashem Yoshai. All praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakah HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS that do rule well and that do teach well, that have taught me this truth. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect. Lord willing, this will be edifying or thought-provoking in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yoshai. It says here, California passes bill to accept crypto for state payments. This is going to be also another installment of All Roads Lead to the MOTB, Part 4. And as you can see here, the state of California is accepting crypto payments. Right? So that's going into digital money, digital currency. So this is one step closer to the fulfillment of Revelation, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse on down. Real soon, this system that they're about to bring in, starting with the MOTB and the CHIP, it's about to be made mandatory. And if you're not down with the game, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. And the ones that are going to escape this is really the elect, the ones that believe in Yahweh Bahashem Yoshai. Now I want to start off with this. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Beautiful. And that's what I like to hear. You know, by faith, we see what the end will be. Those of us that believe, we see what the end will be for this world, for these people that live in this world, and the wicked, and also the righteous. And with patience, we expect it to happen. Right? Patience. You know, the Lord told us we have to be long-suffering, just like Him. The Lord was long-suffering. He had to wait till things played out. I'm talking about Yahweh Shai. You know, when He was on the earth, He saw the very end. He saw what everybody's end will be. He saw even His own end. You know, when He walked the earth here, He knew He had to die. He expected it. So by patience, we expect it. So, you know, that patience that we have really comes from prophecy, understanding prophecy. That's why we expect it. Habakkuk 2 and 3, though it tarry, wait for it. Though it tarry, wait for it. It seems like things are not happening, but it's going to happen real soon. Because when it comes, it comes. You know, when proud men begin to oppress the poor, they think the power that they have will last them forever. But it will prove better in the end than it seemed at the beginning, because their power will be broken. Their wealth that they have gotten by oppression will be gone and wasted. They will be humbled and brought down low to the ground and reckoned with for their injustice. And that's what we're patiently waiting for. You know, this is all injustice, man. This is all tyranny. This is all oppression. And they're robbing the poor, man, because that's what they're going to do with this. They have to pay for this. And it seems like the wicked are doing very well, which they are in this world. They are. But it's only going to last for a period of time. That's why I started off with Ecclesiastes 7 and 8, because it reminds me of 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that falleth. We're right now at the end of Esau's world. The end of this guy's age. We are at the end of him ruling, and that's a beautiful thing. So don't sit back here and think, oh, how good it was back in the 60s, back in the 70s, back in the 80s, or don't think about the ancient world. Think about now, because we're in a good time, man. Prophecy is being fulfilled, and we're at the end of this wicked kingdom. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Let me get this. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Yeah, these devils, starting with the so-called white man, because he is the wicked when you go into the book of Malachi. that talks about how he is the border of wickedness, right? You know, these Edomites, they enjoy large possessions and great power, have what they will and do what they will. They do as they please. You know why? You know why they can do as they please? Because they're worshiping the God of this world. Who is the God of this world? The spiritual demon Satan. And they're in league with him. They are in league. And they boast about it, man. They boast about it. They boast about it. And that, but you know what? We have to be like our Lord. We have to rebuke this devil. We have to rebuke him. We have to rebuke these devices that he has out here. I believe that's 2 Corinthians 2:11. For we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. One, we can't be ignorant of these devices that he has, being the MOTB and whatever else he has. But we have to deny it, just like how our Lord denied Satan, or the devil, when he came up to when the devil came up to him. Let me see if I can pull that. I have it right here. This is Luke chapter 4, verse 4. I'll start here. And Yahushua answered him, saying, It is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High. That's all you need. All you need is the word, and that's the bread. That is the bread, and it will suffice you. It will keep you full. You don't need anything else. All you need is Yahweh Bashem Yoshai and his word. You don't need cars. You don't need mansions. You don't need lots of women. You don't need lots of men. That's if you're a woman out there. You don't need lots of men. You need one man, right? That's if you're married or you're going to get married. You don't need all these things. But this world tells you otherwise. And that's why they're going to bring the chip to you, because they're going to say that this is going to do you miracles. This is going to help you. This is going to make your life better. It's not going to make your life better. It's going to make it worse, because Yahweh Bashem Yoshai is not in the picture. Verse 4, And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. Yeah, take the chip, or sell out. You know, if you take the chip, you're pretty much selling out. You're selling your own soul. And we know what the Lord said about that. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his own soul? You're not going to profit anything. But that's the proposition they're going to come to you with. Take the chip and I'll give you all this power. Your life will be better. Verse 8, And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Get thee behind me, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve. And that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. You're either for Satan in this world, or you're for Yahweh Bashem Yoshai's world. Are you going to worship them? And that's who you got to worship. That's the choice you got to make. And that's why you don't take this MOTB, this CHIP. Let me get this. This is Job chapter 20, verse 5. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. It's true, you know, the Lord, he grants that wicked men may prosper for a period of time. And, you know, it may look like their lives are secure, very merry and easy. And you may see them in triumph and joy, triumphing and rejoicing in their wealth and power. It's true. Look at the Rothschilds, man. Look at the estates they have. Just go on Google Images. Type in Rothschild family estate. Look at all these celebrities and high-level people in this world. Look how they live. They're safe from fear. They have big houses, big mansions. They have a name for themselves in this world. It may look good, right? Their grandeur and success triumphing and rejoicing over their poor, honest neighbors. And you know what I mean by neighbors. I'm talking about the ones they look down on in this place. Especially you Jakes. Which, you know, these Edomites, man, they're not really neighbors. They actually lost that privilege to be neighbors. Because really, if somebody's your neighbor, they're really your brother. He broke the brotherly covenant. But I'm just saying that for a lack of better words. So, you know, they're triumphing and they have all the success and they're rejoicing over the poor, whom they vex and oppress. You know, they're rejoicing over you, boasting, but then at the same time they vex and oppress you to keep you down so you can never get a come up. And that's what the CHIP is all about, man. Them getting a come up and you staying down. Because you know what this brings forth? More centralized control. They can monitor you on all levels and keep you down. That's what it is. These damn devils, they gotta go, man. They gotta go. They gotta go. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let me see if I can get this. Job 4 and 9. Pull this up. By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. And that's going to be their end. That's going to be their end. That is going to be their end. Yeah, they're prospering now, but they're going to die later. Pride goeth before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. That's going to be their end. Destruction. And the Lord is going to do it. He's going to do it by the way of his Son and these thermonuclear missiles. That's how they're going to go out. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. Now it says here, California has taken a step closer toward embracing crypto after a bill allowing state departments to accept digital currency sailed through the state's lower house with a unanimous vote and is now headed for the Senate. And I believe this is the bill. That's what it's called. Assembly Bill 1180, which passed the California State Assembly on June 2nd with a 68 to 0 vote on its third reading, would require the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation to develop rules permitting state fees and transactions under the Digital Financial Assets Law to be payable in crypto. And so let's listen to the clip here. It's originally found on X.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker and members. I proudly rise to present AB 1180 that would establish a pilot program authorizing the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation to allow for the payment of fees using digital financial assets. This would be a first of its kind. Very excited about this. Having gone to school at San Jose State during the time that this technology was being created, I firmly believe this will be fully integrated into our society in the near future. Respectfully ask for a yes vote.
Thank you, Assemblymember Valencia. All debate having ceased, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 68, no 0. Measure passes.
There you go. They all voted for it. You know, you're voting against the Lord. You're voting for this system. Okay. So it's going to be your downfall. All right. So, you know, this is just one step closer to the MOTB going into digital currency, digital payments. And soon it's going to be made mandatory. And really, cash is going to become obsolete. And that's what they're aiming for. So there you go. I don't think I have to read more into it. I'll post a link in the description. You can take a look at the article for yourself and do your own research. Now, let me get this. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Yeah, and the Lord's tired of it. He's tired of these people's pride. He's tired of you Israelites living in pride. And he's going to take this world away from you. Really, he's going to take this world away from the wicked first. You Edomites. And you people that are joined on to him. Because we know the Lord resisted the proud. We know that there's a scripture It says that. But it says because unrighteous dealing, injuries, and riches got by deceit, and that's the MOTB. You know how much people they had to kill just to get this plan going? You know how much senators they had to kill? You know how much innocent people they had to kill? You know how much land they had to steal? Riches got by deceit. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's another thing. Everything that you have stolen, Mr. So-called white man, you're going to have to give it back. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to give it back unto us, the Israelites. Verse 9, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth he casteth away his bowels. There you go. I'm going to jump down to verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. There you go. And that's this world. Because they worship the god of this world, being Satan. They don't worship their Maker, the true Maker of this world, which is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And that's gonna be to your own detriment. Because your Maker, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is coming back to visit this world. And you better pick up the tab. You're gonna have to pay a fee. Right? You're either on his side or you're gonna get judged. That's it. By the way, the tab is your life. You're gonna lose your life. Verse 13, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And this is all abominable, man. Hey, look what's going on in the month of June. Just switching gears now. This is Pride Month. This is an abomination. You got pedophiles out in the street dancing with little kids and touching little kids and not actually sleeping with little kids, because that's what they're doing out there. It's an abomination. They take the Lord's rainbow and they turn it into a sodomite emblem. What the hell is that? The rainbow is now an emblem that is used to show gay pride. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? So that's abominable. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. And that's what's going to happen. Didn't that happen in Sodom and Gomorrah? Strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. Yeah. Rained fire from the sky. Nobody ever saw that before. That's a strange calamity, man. And by the way, that's going to happen again by the way of thermonuclear destruction. He's going to rain fire from the sky a second time, which that's going to be the second death. The Lord has cast down the thrones of the proud princes and set up the meek in their stead. The Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundations of the earth. And look at all the previous great kingdoms before our time. Look at Babylon. Look at the Medo-Persian Empire. Look at the Grecian Empire. Look at the Roman Empire. Look at those empires, man. They all got thrown down. When they went down, they either were destroyed utterly or they just went bankrupt. Rome went bankrupt. Just like how America is going bankrupt. That's the Lord taking their pride away. Verse 17, he took some of them away and destroyed them, and hath made their memorial to cease from the earth. Wow. Yeah, nobody's talking about Paleo Babylon. Yo, Paleo Babylon was great. Nobody's talking about Paleo Babylon anymore. Nobody's talking about ancient Egypt and Ramses. Nobody's talking about those guys anymore, man. They have faded away. They're a relic of the past. Who cares? Yo, them Hamites that were in Egypt back then, right now, the Hamites, their descendants, they're fucking low. Right? They're low. They're in Sudan right now. They're experiencing something called civil war. Swatting flies away from their face. Experiencing famine and hunger, man. Who gives a shit? Their memorial has ceased to exist from the earth. Verse 18, pride was not made for men, nor fear is anger for them that are born of a woman. See, pride is not made for men, because you can't handle it. You're nothing but flesh. Because in this flesh you expire. You don't live forever. What do you have to be proud about? What do you have to be proud about, man? When you can die at any moment. We live in the shadow of the valley of death. Death follows you wherever you go, but you're proud. Here it is, you can die at any moment, but you're acting like you're immortal. Like you're gonna live forever. Hey, and that's in the scriptures. That's how these heathens think. Psalms 49 and 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Yeah. But we read it earlier, the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. It's short. They're gonna lose it. Now, let me get Revelation 13 here, because that's what I started on. I want to end on that note, because I was really going into the MOTB, so I just want to end on that note. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. There you go. So just think on that. This, what we just read, is here. Alright, all roads lead to the MOTB. Revelation 13 and 16 on down. The M-A-R-K. So with that, hope this was edifying. Until next time, just want to give all praises, glory and honor due unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone of GMS. To you I say Shalom, and Shalom unto the hopeful elect.